So good evening, everybody. Yeah. So good evening, everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All businessmen need to take some decisions before doing business with anybody. The most important decision is first you have to find the credibility of the party you're dealing with, whether it is buying or selling or whatever deal or contracting you do with any firm. And the most difficult part of business is collection of funds. You sell something, you buy something, or you also purchase from people. The most important thing is the credibility, the financial backgrounds of the company. So today we have a young man who gives you a report of all this, and it's a big help that you start working with such a company. He is having a company which gives you a credibility report of the company you want to deal with. I have seen his previous webinars, and I promise you, he is a great speaker and a very knowledgeable person. He's been into this field for the last 12 years. He is into public sector entrepreneurship, business consulting coach. He's currently building up credit payment reporting platform, which is the very useful for the industries, for businessmen, and is a very big asset to business. He has a long introduction to be done about him, but as he speaks, the introduction will come. So let me tell you, he has been with all international organizations, with UNICEF, UNESCO, World Economic Forum, and he's been a very big help to all these groups. So without going into many details of today's speaker, let us directly invite him so that we can learn how to deal in business and how to take decisions about credibility and collection of money. So over to you, Winnie. Please start.
Thank you so much. बहुत धन्यवाद सागर जी. I think the introduction that you made is very operative, but like you have sort of really pointed out that I've done so much work. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do. In my modest way, I could do whatever I have done in the last 10 to 12 years. First of all, thanks to MCCI for organizing this and giving me the opportunity to interact with all of you. सागर जी वो जो एडमिट आप कोई एडमिट कर रहे हैं ना जो एंट्रीज जो आ रहा है
yes we'll do that.
So
we just
I will not be
care before admitting. That's why we are a bit careful about admitting people.
अच्छा ठीक है.
But we are,
so I'll not be touching on that.
Yeah I'll do that, don't worry.
Perfect. So thanks for organizing this for MCCI and सागर जी आप जो बोल रहे थे जो MCCI का जो vision and mission, I think very humbling to understand that how you want to put to all this together and help businesses and community. At the same time, you also told that there are people joining from Hyderabad, and good to contract with all of you, and then possibly let's try and probably meet in some time if things get settled down in Hyderabad. So let me start off with Sagarji, can I start?
Yeah, please do. And next time when you come to Pune, please contact us. We'll give you the Hyderabad biryani here in Pune, the best of it. Please start.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Thanks for the invitation, definitely. So I'll start with the entire background, how we started, and what made us do this, and what made us create this to help other businesses. जैसे सागर जी बोल रहे थे, in the last 12 years of experience, this is my 4th company, and then पहले जो companies में हम customers के साथ जो transactions कर रहे थे, especially service industry में थे हम लोग, तो वहाँ पे क्या होते थे पहले, the proposal भेजते हैं, and then you get a part payment, and जो बाकी जो payment it will only come after the work is completed, and after the work is completed बहुत हमको बहुत मुश्किल होते थे पहले to collect the payment in time, and then उसका जो after effects रहते हैं, the entire collection getting delayed from the businesses, it creates so much of stress and strain, जो business का cash flows का effect हो जाता है, and then it creates a short term and long term effects, and we have gone through that, and most importantly when we started understanding how businesses are also today, though they have the power of entire digitalization, जितना digitalization को जो power है, but on top of that there is a still bottleneck है, एक blockage है जो दिमाग में. If I am giving credit to somebody that I don't know in some city, that the payment can be at risk. Because there is a risk, we would rather stay away from doing business with that person who is not known to us. So जो यहाँ पे जो ये challenge है, ये एक तरीका से देख सकते हैं. तो जो customer payment history, we do not know how they are paying to other businesses before we give credit to them. Because of that, all these issues are happening. So that is where I will start my presentation and keep going forward with how we are helping and how our platform is also sort of helping, how we built the platform. So this was a problem that I was mentioning. Seller offers credit without knowing the buyer's payment history. And this is what also I was mentioning, where forget about somebody who we know. We only know them maybe through our common network, or they're maybe doing business with us. But uske upar we don't know how they're paying their bills with other businesses. जो हमारा पास जो information है वो limited है, even when we know them. This is one case. Look at the other case when somebody, a completely new customer has approached us from a new place altogether. Let's say आप पुणे में business कर रहे हैं, तब let's say मान लो आप 30 साल से पुणे में business कर रहे हैं, and then you received a request from, let's say, Guwahati in Assam, asking for a credit. You don't know, and you don't want to do business with. That is second challenge. So in both cases, seller does not know the buyer's payment history. Because of that, today, a lot of businesses receive payments very, very late. When we started doing research, we could understand that the delay is so much so that it is 90 days after the due date. And in some businesses, the default rate is almost as high as 5%. 5% बहुत होता है because many businesses in the trade credit sector, उनका margins भी बहुत कम रहता है. कभी-कभी वो लोग जितना 3-4% margin में काम करते हैं, but then look at the default itself, that is also huge. And because of all that, the seller, the business who has given the credit, इनका इतना challenge हो जाता है, उनका cash flow का बहुत problem हो जाता है. And then for the reasons they don't have even a proper system today, how to deal with these late payments or defaults. मान लो आप default भी, customer has defaulted you. You have a process to go through in the country, but the process is slow. The process is slow. And it takes, and even it is expensive. The whole entire legal process and all of that is expensive and slow. On top of this is all one challenge. There is no way for us to deal with it, or there are hardly any options to deal with it. At the end of the day, that business has to continue. So what business would do? Business will end up either taking a working capital loan to make sure they continue the business, or they will delay the payments to their employees, vendors. वो जो effect है वो पूरा vicious circle है. Right? It keeps continuing. There is sort of a never ending to this. It all keeps going round and round and round and round. It never ends. It never ends. That's the challenge that today most businesses face. When we started deep diving it, we could understand that to solve this problem, you should go and hit the root cause. That root cause is the credit history. Knowing the credit history is the root cause. If you know before, then you can make better decisions. That is where we have created a solution by taking inspiration from other large bureaus, credit bureaus across the globe. I'm sure most of you must have heard when we approach a bank for a loan. वो जो bank credit bureau से हमारा CIBIL जो जैसे CIBIL report रहता है, the CIBIL report is nothing but a credit bureau report. right? They look into that report to see how we have paid our loans earlier, right? But this is something when you go back, like, 20 साल पहले, if you go back, 20 साल पहले जैसे credit bureau जैसे system नहीं है. Even banks were also facing same challenges. Banks का भी वही दिक्कत है. They were receiving payments late on their loans, and credit cards का जो payments भी बहुत late आते थे. But credit bureaus have changed it across the country, across the globe, not just in our India, not just in our country, but in other countries also. So we have taken that model as a reference. Now, what does this model does is today, in the last, like I said, 20 years before, the scenario was very different with banks. Today's scenario is very, very, very good, I would say, in terms of receiving payments on time. हमको पता है, if we don't pay loan on time to bank, हमको पता है हमारा credit score खराब हो जाएगा. So we don't generally neglect our payments to banks, क्योंकि हमको पता है कुछ consequence है if I don't pay up on time. But similar system nahi hai for B2B payments or B2C payments. Outside the banking system, there is no such facility, there is no such consequence, there is no such fear. People take it for granted. ठीक है, क्या होता है, ठीक है, चलता है, हम नहीं पे करेंगे, किसको क्या होगा, right? So that is where we thought, how can we replicate that model for businesses? So that is where we have taken an approach of credit bureau model, where you capture the payments data and provide it for making better decisions. So how it works? The solution up screen mein jo dekh rahe hain abhi. Businesses, so sellers have to submit the customer invoices. Customers would know that they have to customers would know that their report can be viewed by others. This is what we are talking about, like how we know our report can go bad if you don't pay on time. Very similar system. Here it is happening for businesses, right? Sellers are submitting buyers' data. Now buyers know that their information can be viewed, their information is getting tracked. What is the end result is that getting payments on time. Incentivizing customers to make timely payments. So we have taken that model and created a solution, a technology platform. It's so simple. All you need to do is submit your invoices and we start communicating to them. Look at the communication. ये जैसे payment reminders आप जो accounting software से या collection agency payment reminders भेजते हैं, वैसे नहीं है. This is completely different. जो आपको credit bureau से जैसे आता है, similar to that. यहाँ पे आप overdue payment to TTK Enterprises, that message that you read is saying that it is affecting your payment track record. TTK Enterprises on Recordent, TTK Enterprise record is getting affected. So, and not only that communication, we send to the buyers the link. And when they click on the link, this is what they see. They see, अच्छा, मैंने 100 payment से 40 payment on time किया. मतलब, my record is not that good. बहुत improvement करना पड़ेगा. Right? So they would know how their report is looking like. And we keep sending text messages like this, creating a lot of awareness, how their payment profile can be used by them for getting better loans or better credit, so on and so forth. Right? हम लोग जो awareness create करते हैं, it is completely around maintaining a financial profile, at the same time, how it will not give you options for getting better credit or better terms. जैसे we all know that it is almost impossible if you're in a business for 5 to 6 years. It is almost impossible for you to survive in the business without taking a help, or grow in the business without taking a help of the bank or taking a credit or working with other businesses, right? ये जो B2B में वैसे चलता है. So that's the key element that the buyers feel, okay, my credit report is looking bad, let me work on it. So this is a solution that we've created. Just to recap, we've identified the problem is so huge that today so many businesses are getting closed down every year because of this problem. And the problems जो root cause है, इतना हम लोग जितना deep dive किया है उतना root cause में हमको समझ में आया है. एक credit payment history is the root cause for it. Without having it, you keep on making bad decisions. And solution is, we have not reinvented any wheel. We have taken an inspiration from a successful model and built on top of it. That is a credit bureau model, which has changed the face of all the banking institutions across the world. And today, they're all getting payments on time. Same thing we are implementing for B2B. On top of it, we are creating awareness. ये जो awareness है, this is a completely a game changer, क्योंकि ये जो awareness में ये customers जो report देख सकते हैं, report के साथ they will also get an option to make payments, which I will talk to you as we go forward. Make payments मतलब ये convenient factor है हम लोग दे रहे हैं platform में. If somebody wants to see the report immediately pay through that, they can pay that. But otherwise, a lot of businesses do pay directly to you through bank transfer or whatever arrangement you already have with them. So this is a sort of a solution. I'll deep dive what are the services that we are providing today, what are our product offerings, the collection services. Like I pointed out in the earlier, you submit all your invoices on a regular basis, and जो your customer use जो है उनका अभी you can receive payments much faster. So basically आपका जो collection cycle है उनका reduce कर सकते हैं. And we have seen, I'm also going to talk about case studies where how businesses got benefited, how businesses have been able to reduce their credit life cycles, collection life cycles also. So that is on the collection services. Second, credit reports. Now, what we have done in the credit reports, पहले हम लोग जो example हम दे रहे थे where when we approach a bank हमारा जो CIBIL report देखते हैं, but banks are able to see it, but normal businesses to see customer credit reports is not possible. We have enabled it, which means today, let us say you have a buyer and buyer is asking for credit. So on Recordent platform, you can search for that buyer and see how that buyer payment history on bank loans also, not just for B2B payments, bank loans also. So we were combining both data. जो banking में इन लोगों का कैसे payment चल रहा है, outside the banking system में कैसे payment चल रहा है, दोनों मिला के you can make a better decisions. Third, trade credit insurance. जो insurance के बारे में हम लोग तो जानते हैं, but the trade credit insurance is something that is coming up lately, becoming very popular. Many businesses are today looking at how they can insure all the credit they're giving to their buyers. इसमें क्या हो जाता है, जो extreme cases हैं, जो because of political risk, जो commercial risks आते हैं, because of that, any defaults can be protected up to 85%. And we have that service provided, or also we have that service also on the platform. Fourth, there are many businesses who have left some of their dues because they have not been able to collect, or many businesses still face a challenge of extreme cases of bad defaults and bad debts. Through the platform, we have enabled that also through a very simple interface. Just a click away, you can submit, or you can raise a arbitration or legal service, you can avail it. And we have a third-party partners based in the country. इन लोगों के साथ हम लोग partnership किए हैं to offer these services. So all of these are in a single platform. And in the future, think about another 4 months from now, 3 to 4 months from now, we will also be having loans provided on the platform. So as of now, these are the 4 key product offerings that help any business reduce risk by collecting their payments, by ensuring their payments, by getting into the data of the credit reports to reduce the credit risk. These are the 3 key product offering, 4 key product offerings that we have on Recordent today. So जो platform लोग बनाए थे बहुत secure, पहले हम लोग, one of the things that we've considered is that security and privacy at the core of the platform. जिस security बारे में हम लोग जितने research किए थे, we also went ahead and studied the entire draft of the new data protection law, which is not yet passed in the parliament. Chances that it will get passed for sure. The delay जो हो रहा है is because of the pandemic, and we've considered entire draft of it and ensured that we've built our platform to enable all that security in the platform. जो भी जो data platform के अंदर आता है is completely encrypted. Nobody can see it. Even a third person wants to see it without a permission, they cannot see it. First, that is one of the key elements of our platform. इसलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं that we are one of the very futuristic and foolproof technology platform. So how to submit data? So we are talking about wherever any services that you want to take, submitting your invoices is a key part on the platform. To submit your invoices, we have two simple things. Either you follow a simple form that we have in a single form, upload jitne invoices be against each customer, you can upload it. It's a simple form. Or you can also do a Excel or a CSV upload, जो Excel file export करके हमारा platform में भी आप import कर सकते हैं. Or if you have an accounting software, हम लोग integration भी कर सकते हैं. As we speak, जो Tally का हमारा plugin है, I think वो तैयार हो गया, and then people can start using it if anybody is on having the accounting software as a Tally. So this success stories that I will talk to you, which I mentioned a couple of slides before. ये जो success stories है, in fact last September हम लोग launch किए थे. ये product को self-serve tech platform को last year September में launch किए थे. We've had a lot of success stories, but I'm capturing only 4 success stories for the interest of time. I'm happy to interact with any one of you offline after this call if you want to know more success stories. But I'll spend a little bit of time so that basically you understand how businesses use our platform, how businesses work with Recordent, how Recordent helps businesses otherwise. So ये जो left side आप देख रहे हैं, ये Bombay based manufacturing company, electrical component manufacturing करते हैं. It's a very well known brand. In fact, they're a household brand, I would call it, who manufactures switches and bulbs and all other electrical cables and all of that. So this company learned about us through a CI webinar like this, and the managing director has been facing issues in terms of collecting dues from his distributors and dealers. वो dues इतना पुराना है, almost 60% of the dues are like एक साल का पुराना dues है, एक साल का overdue है. And then when they submitted in September, and within no time, almost within 45 days, they've been able to receive from 250 plus customers. Total number of distributors they have submitted is 500 plus. 500 के ऊपर distributors invoices submit किए हैं, which is most of them like एक साल पुराना dues है. उससे 250 plus customers, they came back and cleared the dues. Since then, this manufacturing company using our platform on a regular basis. हमारा teammate आज बोल रहे थे, in fact, platform the company is using on a daily basis today. So they do all their collections through our platform today. Right? And the interesting case is that when we sent out communication, we sent out to all the distributors and dealers, letting them understand how this will help them also, how the distributors can take the advantage of these reports to show it to others, to show it to banks and so on and so forth. So distributors felt really good about what this electrical component manufacturing company has done. And distributors felt good. It is also reminding them, it is also creating awareness to them. So they came back and cleared the dues, which is very interesting. And जो आप right side में जो देख रहे हैं, it is a very recent case. Sagarji, in fact, it happened with after the Bombay Industries Association seminar. So an auto component manufacturing company, they've been facing the issue with, I think, the same business for about 7 months, and then they had an outstanding with this company for almost 7 months plus, and then on 27th of May, they registered on the platform. 28th, we have sent communication from the platform to the buyer saying that this company has submitted your details and your details are looking like this. It's all 7 months old. This is not a good sign if you want to get a better credit or better terms. जो awareness communication हम लोग भेजे थे 28th को. 29th, this company came back and paid 15 lakhs. 15 lakhs. Almost within 48 hours, I would say, from sending the communication, this company has reacted and started a payment of 15 lakhs. This is another classic case that recently took place. There's two more case studies I'll talk about. We also help one of the largest the largest B2B marketplace. It's called Udan. And of course, we also work with a lot of other public listed companies, not only SMEs. So in this case, right side mein aap dekh rahe hain, the B2B marketplace. This marketplace, they give credit to a lot of micro enterprises, and they had issues of a lot of default and a lot of late payments from micro enterprises. And the interesting aspect is, जो micro enterprises हैं, इन लोगों के इतना tech savvy नहीं है. Their micro enterprises don't look into emails and don't really respond to your SMSs and things like that. So हम लोग we have taken one step ahead and then started doing a telecalling to all these micro enterprises. हम लोग जो कुछ ऐसे communication शुरू कर दिया, micro enterprise ने they started paying. There are like 3,000 plus micro enterprises in the country. They started paying slowly to this business. And not only that, एक interesting cheese, that we have learned out of this is that many of these micro enterprises, in fact, they said either they paid to somebody from the company or उनको जो माल मिला है वो खराब माल है, इसलिए उन लोग पे नहीं कर सकते हैं, और उन लोग they don't want to pay. So such data is also missing with this B2B marketplace. So हम लोग जैसे telecalling शुरू किया, हम लोग जैसे communication जो micro enterprise के शुरू किया, we started gathering all these insights. ये जो हम लोग insights जो gather किया है, it helped this market B2B place now to put some processes in place. That is an interesting aspect. एक तो collection है, दूसरा है lot of feedback, market on ground feedback मिला है हमको, जो on ground feedback हमको मिला है, हम लोग पास कर दिया वो B2B marketplace को, and then B2B marketplace जो भी information को मिला है, using that information to make their processes better. So इनको तो फायदा तो दो तरफ से हुआ, एक तो collection है, दूसरा है process wise है. On the right side is a very, very interesting case. Is that a small wholesale distributor, very popular guy, उतना इतना बड़ा नहीं है, मतलब हैदराबाद में ठीक ठाक का expansion, मतलब coverage है city में. This wholesale distributor basically is into providing crockery and all of this utensils into the hotels. Now this distributor has given credit to one of the large hotels in the city. In fact, मैं नाम भी बोल सकता हूँ, ITC hotels. 15 months हो गया उनका payment नहीं मिल रहा ITC से. And when you are dealing with large enterprises, इनका जो relationship maintain करना बहुत priority हो जाता है, and then it is very, very crucial for you to deal with when you go and ask for मेरे को payment दीजिए, आपका payment बहुत पुराना, मतलब in terms of going back and recovering from a large corporate is not easy. In such case, what we have done, we have done our own research. हम लोग जो engagement team है, we started sending notifications. On top of it, we also started doing a research on who is the right person in the ITC group. And through our research, we started sending communication to the right contacts of that group. And he has received 50% of his payment from the large corporates within 18 days of submission. These are some of the success stories. And yeah, as we have more time, we can keep talking. So the major factor, that differentiating factor, the Recordent factor, is that nobody in the country today provides B2B payment credit reports, which is where our differentiation. Second is, on our platform with B2B credit reports, all the other things which you have to go to multiple places, all can be availed at one place. Whether it is payment reminders, or you talk about collections, or you talk about credit insurance, or financing, which is going to be launched, or you talk about banking reports, which I mentioned, or you talk about invoicing, which is also going to be launched. That's a key differentiator as far as the Recordent is concerned. So a lot of people have question about privacy and data security, already touched upon it. I'm not going to repeat it, but one aspect which I want to repeat it, which I mentioned, large and publicly listed companies जो हमारा platform में use कर रहे हैं, इन लोगों तो पूरा due diligence किया, इतना deep dive किया हमारा legal system में, and at the same time technology system में, they have completely signed all the documents, and they've become very comfortable to work with us and put data on the platform. And similarly, ओकेन करके एक इनिशिएटिव है, लाइक हमारा जो यूपीआई के इनिशिएटिव शुरू हुआ था 5 साल पहले, मतलब 4 साल पहले, अभी ओकेन करके एक नया इनिशिएटिव आ रहा है. दिस इनिशिएटिव इज बेसिकली अ गवर्नमेंट backed initiative, and they also sort of reviewed our platform and approved, because we are also going to be part of that initiative. This is a pricing model, and we are very, very pleased, in fact, to offer a 25% off on our plans for members of your association, and we can give you this code, and we can send you email separately also, or you can also note it down, MCCI 25. So this is going to be up to 30th June. This is our pricing plan. So our pricing plan starts at $599 and then goes on. There are different plans. Basically, जो pricing plan आप देख रहे हैं, each pricing plan differs based upon number of customers or other services you want to have. बेसिकली आप एग्जीक्यूटिव प्लान ले रहे हैं, इनका आपका कलेक्शन फी बहुत कम रहता है. बेसिक प्लान में आपका कलेक्शन फी अलग है. बेसिकली बेसिक प्लान में आपका 1% है, यहाँ पे आपको 0.8% है. Right now, if you are getting a 25% discount, this becomes 0.75, and this becomes 0.6% for your association members. These are some of our notable clients on the left side. So, as I mentioned, some of the public listed companies, and some we have just highlighted few coverages. I mean, 2 coverages that we've got. In fact, how we are being considered one of the 5 emerging companies. These are testimonials, some of the early adopters who used our platform, how they have received. I only told you about success stories of 4 different companies. You can see few more. Those are not covered here. 7 months old dose in 15 days. Part payment from one customer after 2 years. 14 months old due within 2 months. So many such stories, I received it with the portal payment within 7 days. So these are some of the testimonials, and that's it from me. Thank you so much for listening, and happy to answer any questions. You have the phone numbers on the right side. Bharat, who's already on the call, Ramana also on the call. Their phone numbers are here. Again, just to note down, your code is also here. Thank you so much. Hope I made some sense, and any questions, happy to answer.
Very great information passed on, and it is very encouraging for all business people to hear about collection, because collection is the main challenge in every business. I feel I'm sure there are people who want to ask more questions on how to join Recordent or something. So please raise your hand on electronic media and we will come to you. Anybody who wants to ask a question can please raise his hand and we'll come to you. Because the number of attendance today is a little poor because of maybe the rains or something. Heavy rains. And heavy rains in Pune. So anyway, it will be going on recording. We'll send the recording immediately to our group. So lots of people. Have you started any office in Pune, or are you in the process of doing something here in Pune?
सर हम लोग रिकॉर्डेंट शुरू किए थे 2 साल लगभग लास्ट ईयर सितंबर लॉन्च किए थे. तब से पैंडेमिक तो चल रहा है. सो but for all reasons we have people based out of Bombay, people based out of Hyderabad, then we have people based out of Delhi, then we have people based out of Chennai, and we are making our presence in Calcutta. Pune हमें अब तक हम लोग सोचा नहीं है, but then definitely would be happy to have some presence in Pune also very soon.
And is it okay for small companies to join, or are you catering only for the big fish?
No, all companies. In fact, जो wholesale distributor I was talking about, they're all small companies. In the testimonials that you're also seeing, these are all small companies.
Okay.
See, our platform helps all small, medium, and large businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody who wants to ask a question is most welcome. Please raise your electronic hand and we come to you. Because a very, very well explained concept. And I don't think there should be any questions, but if there are people, go ahead, please ask.
Yes. Good evening, Wenny. My name is Sadik Sagar.
Good evening, Sagar.
Yes. So my question is, if we register on Recordent, and if suppose our competitor doesn't register on Recordent, so wouldn't a potential buyer prefer them rather than us because we are constantly threatening them, like we are reminding them that your credit score will be affected because you're not giving us payment. We are right on our part, but a customer might think in a different sense.
ना तो मतलब ये यहाँ जो आपने जो क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हैं, my understanding is that your competition, if is not there on the platform, communication effectiveness is not going to be great. Is that what you're saying?
Not the communication. Obviously, he doesn't have the advantage
The fear
that is giving. Yes.
The fear of the customer.
Yes, obviously. So, but
no, that is not the case. In fact,
customer might prefer him rather than preferring us because we are in the more operating in a more systematic way, and we are doing this. Yeah.
So first thing is first. In fact, the customer, the buyer, who receives the text messages, we would never say a competition and all of that. And in fact, we create. It could be any business. It could be bank also, right? And most importantly, the customer, if he is not clearing your due, and he's keeping on defaulting, do you want to do business with them? Point one. Right.
Absolutely.
If he's not paying,
Absolutely.
And he's delaying it, you don't want to do business with him. Why do you want to offer a credit again? For all reasons, right? Now, in such cases, even if we are not there, even Recordent is not there, you would leave that customer anyway, and the customer has to go somewhere. But if Recordent is there, now this guy keeps thinking, यार मैंने यहाँ पे डिफॉल्ट कर दिया, अभी हमने दूसरा कंपनी के पास जा रहे हैं. What if that company also starts doing this? कुछ fear रहेगा. In a case where there is no Recordent, anyways it will happen. If they are not paying, you don't want to give credit, it will go. But if there is a Recordent is there, you are a little more protected actually. It is the other way around. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Yes, Mr. Walid wants to answer it.
Inamdar sir, पूछिए आपको जो पूछना है.
Suppose I take your membership, and what is the course of action? Like, how does it help in repaying if the customer is not responding to earlier communication by us or any other ways? So, how does it help getting back the money? What exactly do Recordent do?
So, after you take the membership, you need to submit dues on the platform. Once the dues are submitted, now Recordent will start communicating to your customers about the dues, and how the dues are looking like by showing them the report, how this report can be viewed by banks or any other businesses. Basically, what Recordent is going to create is an awareness, a motivation, and urgency, all three things. With these three things, we have found, where I was talking about some success stories and testimonials, we have found change in behavior of these buyers to come back and clear the dues. And that happened in many cases. Because thanks to all the, जितना हम लोग आज digital जो भी technology adoption की, that happened in India, whether businesses है जो individuals at an individual level, I think we all know the power of data now. We all know, technology world, anybody can figure out anything. I think that is playing out very well in the minds of these buyers, which is why these buyers are concerned. अरे यार मेरा report जैसे ऐसे दिख रहा है, मतलब ये तो bad है, मतलब ये तो is going to create a trouble for me in the future, right? जितना बुरा रिपोर्ट मिलेगा, मतलब उतना कम चांसेस रहेगा जो लोन या जो क्रेडिट लेने में, राइट? So that is playing out very well in the minds of all these buyers, and that is how businesses are getting benefited of the platform. So it is key element is that we talk about in our platform, which nobody does have in today, is the report part. This report, which is a B2B payments report, which I also mentioned, that is our R factor. Because of these reports, we are able to get collections cycle reduced for all businesses. Yeah.
Yes, Winnie, it's me again. Sadik Sagar.
I
So
think I
yes.
think YG wanted to ask some other question also. I think he was trying to speak. YG, कुछ question है?
पूछिए. Go ahead. If you could just raise your hand, I'll just unmute you.
YG कुछ कोशिश कर रहे हैं उसका नहीं.
Can unmute.
पूछिए.
Yeah, sorry. Does that mean that you approach their bank also, client's bank, or it is just like you approach the customer?
No,
and
हम लोग banks को approach नहीं करते हैं. We only send communication to the buyers.
Okay.
But जो banks हमको approach करते हैं, because आजकल banks भी non-banking data बहुत जरूरी है उनको जब loan देने में. In fact, we all know that banks हमारा जो 6 month statement या 1 साल पुराना मतलब IT returns all of that पूछते हैं, वो तो non-banking का data है ना. So all that anyway banks are requiring. So banks do approach us also. So not now, but I think there are already discussions going on with banks for all reasons. This is what we are anticipating in the next 6 to 7 months. Banks will also start using this data from us because already कम से कम 6-7 discussions तो चल रहे हैं banks के साथ.
Got that. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Very wonderful presentation, Winnie, and a very good model that you've made. So I congratulate you for that.
Thank you, Sagar ji.
Yes. So 2 questions I have. One is there's something called as MSME registration, if I'm getting the words right. So
Correct.
they also help you getting the collections within some time frame. That is one thing. And my second question is the plans that you mentioned, how you can engage with you. So is it the 0.6% if you with the discount, if you engage with 0.6%, is it with the total turnover or whichever collections?
Only on the successful collection. Only on the
successful collections that you
correct.
Right. Then it sounds pretty mouth-watering and pretty good. So maybe you can answer on the NSF.
Look forward to seeing you on the platform very soon then.
Sure thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
We will join. We would love to join you, Winnie. Anybody else who wants to ask? MSME question is pending. He's asked you.
Sorry. Yeah. So MSME has a platform called Samadhan. Right. After 45 days, you can put up the dues onto the platform. But इसमें जो process है, जो process जो है, this whole process is one is time taking. Second is this: you need to be registering as an MSME for even to avail Samadhan platform. I mean Samadhan scheme. And on top of that, MSMEs are now very well protected for any dues that are owed by the government. If the dues are pending from the government, it helps so much. But in the B2B case, it still needs to be built, and there is a lot of work to be done. In fact, I have my colleague Drisha also. She has more knowledge than me. If she can also comment on this MSME aspect. Is Drisha on the call?
Raise her hand, I can unmute her.
No, I think she just dropped out of the call. No issues. Yeah, but this is what Sagar ji, I think the process jo hai already in place hai, jo Samadhan platform hai, which helps after 45 days. There's a mandatory this thing, but it's a process wise. It is a longer. But
Firoz wants to ask a question.
Yeah,
please go ahead.
And just to complete. So what Samadhan does is very different from what we are doing. Why? Because we are building a credit bureau with the data to help you. But MSMEs, the Samadhan or MSME scheme does not help you with the credit reports and credit of information. So Mohammed Feroz Sheikh wanted to ask a question, correct?
Yeah, hello there. Good evening.
Good evening, Mohammed.
Hi. I got into the presentation late as I was busy with something. So I could gather that you guys are doing a good job for payment collections and all. And I think this is a good model that you have created, the B2B report and all. I mean, it would definitely create a fear in the way that we individually have our credit
reports.
So my query was, that's correct. So my query was, I work with the association, industry association. Is there, how do you work with the industry association? How would it, if they want to have a collective thing, because many of the members have the grievance.
we can work with that. In fact, we are working with one of the associations like that, where the association is helping all the members by getting into a partnership with us. So we can also work that model, or the association with the Bombay Industries Association, how we have done, or with this association, how we have done a webinar, and we can also go that route. So there are multiple options that we can explore when it comes to association. Ramana, do you want to comment on that? I have my colleague Ramana who may want to comment a little more on the how we can go with the association. Sure. Can you unmute Ramana, please?
Yes, we did.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, Ramana, good.
Yeah. So with different associations, we have different kind of engagements, like Wenny had pointed out. So we could definitely take that up separately, and we can reach out to you and have a more detailed discussion in this context.
Right. So,
or if you have a follow-up question, we can take that up now as well.
As Wenny said regarding webinar, that can be done for the members. So that will be the first step where they understand the entire concept. And then, of course, the second step will be where the association can take a decision regarding partnering with you. So what is the way that you work with association? I mean, in terms of the, what you call, the finance and things like that, how does it work?
See, when we work with association, Mohammadji, I think the first thing we will able to try, passing on is the advantage of the pricing to the association. We don't have any pricing advantage for businesses coming to us directly. So that is the first and the foremost commercial advantage that you will get. On top of that, what Ramana is mentioning, based upon what is your association, what kind of businesses are there, what is the model that you want to go ahead with, we can work out a model.
Okay, so you can customize the entire thing, is what you're saying, right?
Because association ka jo needs hai, do alag hai na, based on different kinds of associations.
Right. Yeah, because what I saw was that you have. Okay, please.
Go ahead, Firoz bhai.
Right.
No problem.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Jazakallah. Yeah. What I was mentioning was that. As I saw, there was some pricing that you had shared in terms of membership on your website, I suppose. So with an association, I think there would be a customized thing, right?
Correct.
Right. I understand. Fine.
What possibly we can do is? What possibly we can do is your association can also become member of Muslim Chamber of Commerce, as we are trying to get in associations together, and we can go to Recordent, and we have many members to take part in their to become their members. So almost if we have a number of people, I believe the discount will be more, and they will be happy to work with more people also. Am I right?
No, in this case,
that's correct.
Right. Well, in this case, it's like this, that being association, whether they would like to register with a particular chamber of commerce is something which I can comment. An individual business, yes, of course, they can come and get membership with you. But in this case, we will need to check how it goes. And if you could, Sagar Saab, if you could kindly share this entire presentation, then it will be helpful in taking this decision forward.
Yeah, we will do that. If you send your number across, we will have put this member on the link on our Muslim Chambers website, and on on the WhatsApp group, and we will individually send to you also. Please share your number, and we would also still invite
certainly.
member of Muslim Chamber.
Certainly. I mean, that decision which the association would need to take, I mean, I'm just kind of employee there. I'll need to put it across to the president and the other committee members. All right. Thank you so much.
So nice of you.
This meeting is live streaming on YouTube right now, and people are viewing there also.
No, I would like to share this with the association people. So that's why.
After the meeting, you can just go to our YouTube channel and you will find the recording there.
No issues. I mean, I'll also share my number. So in case if it can be sent by WhatsApp, that will be great.
Where are you from? Which place?
Right. Based in Mumbai.
Okay. So good. You can join us. We have a lot of people from Mumbai here. And
Sure,
anybody else who wants to ask any questions, most welcome. To join Muslim Chamber, the number is given for Anis Bhai, and my own number is there. So you can put a WhatsApp message to us. We will be sending you all the details of Muslim Chamber of Commerce. And if there are nobody who wants to ask the questions, so we thank them very much, all of the full team of Recordent, especially Wenny, who did a very well presented program today. I hope lots of people take advantage of it. And I would suggest that you send us an application of how to join your group. And I'm sure most of our members would like to join.
Sure.
So we will be then part of your group, because seems to be a very reasonable offer from your side. And
Absolutely.
the corrections are recording. I mean, the way you have presented the cases, it seems it's a very nice way of collection, and everybody would be happy to join. So please share that with us, and we will be with you. And
Thank you so much.
yeah, most welcome, Vinny. It was nice being with you. And thank you once again, the full Recordent team. And I think that is the end of today's meeting. Every Friday we have such meetings, so please join. All those who are not members can take membership of Muslim Chamber of Commerce, because we do a lot of training programs in business, and you can take a big advantage of the business Chamber of Commerce by suggesting your expertise, your knowledge. Also, you can also be a speaker if you are a particular field of excellence in your field. So with that, I think I call